welcome to Leading Entrepreneurs of the World. I'm Stelios Hatzakis, CEO of One Business World. Leading Entrepreneurs of the World features entrepreneurs, founders, and business leaders presenting on cutting-edge topics and the latest industry developments. Today, we're very pleased to welcome entrepreneur Mohammed Al-Muhanadi. Mohammed is the CEO of SocialMedia Solutions and Royal Communication, companies that specialize in digital media and marketing, PR, communications, and events. Mohammed is a certified trainer and one of the young Qatari entrepreneurs. At SocialMedia Solutions, Mohammed and his team deliver social media services that help organizations maintain their presence in social media platforms and have smooth, constant interactions with their customers and target audience. Mohammed is a consultant and a mentor for social projects, youth initiatives, community campaigns, and startup businesses, and has worked with them starting from the ideation and conceptualization phase until the implementation of the project activities and being in the community and engaged in the market. He's also the founder of Enabi, Enta, Gadha, Qgadha social enterprise, which is considered as the first of its kind in Qatar, supporting community sport activities, media, and events, and was presented with the Best Innovative Social Initiative Award in 2017 by Qatar University. Mohammed, it is great to have you here with us today to hear more about how to develop the best digital campaign plan that is successful. Welcome to Leading Entrepreneurs of the World.
Thank you very much for introducing me. That's very generous from you to introduce me like that. It's grateful for me actually to be presented in One Business World. This is a very prominent platform that actually delivers great content to entrepreneurs all over the world. Stelis, thank you very much. And hopefully this presentation will actually capture the mindset of entrepreneurs who's been developing their businesses and trying to deliver their product, services, and value to the customers that they would like to deliver to. And this presentation will be for nearly an hour or so. Any questions that will pop up, please would help me in that. And as well, I could deliver as much content as possible in terms of developing your social media campaigns, making sure that your digital campaigns, and as well, if you have any offline campaigns that will support your product, services, and to reach to your target audiences, this will be a very helpful presentation to you. So I'll be sharing a presentation, how to plan your digital campaigns. This topic is being introduced and being talked to all over the world. Entrepreneurs have been shifting their marketing campaigns into digital and making sure that your digital campaigns who supports your products, services, or branding of your organization would be supported in the right manner. So for us, as a company, we've been dealing with digital campaigns, social media management since 2012. We've been the first social media agency in Doha. And as well, we've been awarded as one of the SME Excellence Awards. We've ranked 9 against 800 companies in Qatar. We've been as well invested from Qatar Development Bank. They own 30% of the company, which is a very good investment that we got in 2018. And as well, as Telio mentioned, that we initiated an initiative called Qgadha, where we supported the national teams in Qatar. And as all of you know, that Qatar is hosting 2022. So it's the time where we cheer and support the national team so it could reach to winnings. And actually Qatar team is actually doing very good all over the let's say worldwide in terms of different games. So we support the national teams as well. We do different campaigns that we always manage and initiate. So let's get into the topic. Let's get into something that everybody is considered about or concerned about, making sure that your social media campaigns or digital campaigns are really, very well planned and very effective. in order for you to achieve what you want in terms of goals, and as well have the return of investment that you're willing for. So basically, those are the steps that you would consider when you are planning your social media campaigns or digital campaigns. So it will start with identifying the target audiences, identify the campaign objectives, campaign concepts, as well the channels that you will be marketing through. And then we'll talk about content creation a bit, and launching and publishing, and then engaging, and then advertising, and what is advertising management would be, and then how to monitor your social media campaigns, and then report and look into the learnings. So those are the main steps whenever you want to plan a campaign, and we will go one by one through those steps, and I will speak and explain a bit about each and every step going forward. So let's take the first one, identifying your target market. Uh, let's take the social media campaigns as projects. Usually, when I have a product or a service that I want, or a solution that I want to deliver to uh, my customers, um, when I plan a campaign, I look into a specific target market that I want to target. So if I'm saying, well, I'm just targeting everybody in this country, it doesn't mean that everybody in this country is really aware about your product or service, or actually they have a need of it. So whenever you are planning a campaign, you need to make sure that to identify your target market exactly, and how usually we do that in campaigns. So usually, when this is a scattered image where you look into different areas of your target market, and you start identifying it, looking into gender, location, income, hobbies, age, values, etc. And I will show you something that is very constructive that it could be used whenever you are planning your target market. So let's see into this picture. So if we see um, now, let's take demographics, for example. When we talk about demographics, we talk about age, gender, income, marital status, ethnic background. All of those information will help you actually to reach to your target market, specifically demographically. So when you look into a gender or an age or an income, is he an employee? Is he a student? Is he single? Is he married? Or is he or she? What kind of ethnic background he has? Is he somebody who's well educated, or no, he's continuing his further education, or he's uneducated, etc. So demographically, you need to see the target market that you're looking for. Then geographically, uh, in this country, are you targeting the nationals, or are you talking about the international audiences who's living in a country? Are you talking regional? Are you talking local, etc.? Now, psychologically, if we're talking about attitude, if we're talking about personal values, needs, for example, if you're selling a product that uh, people would like to use, but you don't understand exactly what's his incentive of usage, or what is the need of usage itself, and then what is the feeling around it. So why he wants to use it. Is he afraid of something? Is he wanting to look good, for example? Does this product or the service will help him in his business or in his lifestyle? Does he have any fears whenever he wants to use a product or a service? So all of that will help you to later on talk about the content and develop the content. So we'll come to that later on. In terms of behavioral, so what is the attitude and patterns? what is the benefits that he's looking for. Um, does that product will be used for once a year or twice a year? Will he buy and stock it, for example? So what exactly the patterns that you think that he or she will be looking for? So this kind of segmentation and looking into the target market will help you to actually later on in the campaign design the right content for the right target market, because you will invest in content, and then if the target market is not really identified, you will be hustling with the content, the right content to be delivered to the right target market. So making sure that identifying the target market is fixed, identified, you know the demographic, you know the psychological side of your target market, what they need, what they are looking for. So this is a very important step that need to be done when you are planning your campaigns. The second one is identifying the campaign objectives. So it's different from the business objectives. So usually entrepreneurs put business objectives. I want to reach to such revenue stream. I want to target such markets. I want to penetrate such market, etc. However, whenever you are designing a campaign, it's a project that have its own objectives. So when we design campaign objectives or marketing objectives, we look into different areas of objectives. So what is the objective of this campaign? The campaign that I'm launching. You can launch several campaigns, and each campaign will be targeted for a specific objective. So if we were saying, for example, I am launching a campaign to brand myself in a new country. So this is the main objective of this campaign, to brand myself. I want to target people who will purchase, who will see the ad or see the campaign, and then the behavior of this customer or this target market is to purchase the product. So the campaign will be directed for sales. If I am targeting just general awareness, I am awareing the people about a topic or an area that they haven't been looking at, and this could support later on my products or services that I'm selling. So if I'm saying, oh, well, I'm selling a shampoo, and this shampoo will help people to um, have a long hair, for example. And then this shampoo usually have specific materials that will help the target market to have longer hairs and healthier hairs, other than the other brands in the market. So then I could do an awareness campaign telling the people that, hey, you know that those kind of materials that is being used in shampoos are harmful to your hair in general. It doesn't help you to actually do that and that and that. And then you can introduce your products or service. So you do awareness campaigns, and then to help people to reach to a realization or to a consciousness where they could actually buy your products or services. Feedback campaigns that you would like feedback about a specific product or service. Visits, you want to push people to visit your website or visit your social media channels or visit your location or click on the ad and go to your website, etc. So this is a targeted campaign. Engagement, I have a very beautiful video I would like a lot of people to engage, or I have a competition I would like people to engage on, and I have a prize at the end. So this is the campaign objective. So when you design a campaign, you need to actually identify the campaign objectives. This is very crucial for any campaign, because people would like to reach to everything by one campaign. However, it doesn't usually support you on the long run. You need to identify every campaign, because it actually will affect on the content later on. We will speak about it. So identifying campaign concepts. So after we identify the target market, and then we go to the objectives and we identify it, then we think about the concepts. So I will show you some of the campaign concepts worldwide that it happened and you could relate to. Coca-Cola, for example, used happiness, the concept of happiness, in order to reach to the target market they're looking for. And they made it as a slogan, they made it as a core value for themselves. They always started, this is my cat. I have two cats, by the way. So just saying that you'll hear cat voices. So, Coca-Cola used happiness as the main concept to deliver. And then they used offline campaigns, they used viral marketing campaigns, they used guerrilla marketing campaigns, they used digital campaigns as well. So then they delivered it in a very smart way to the target audiences, especially, for example, in Doha, for example, we have a lot of labor working with us in infrastructure and construction. So Coca-Cola established booths to deliver happiness where people could use the taps of Coca-Cola to call their families in their home countries. And this delivers happiness, and people actually feel happy when they call their families. So they triggered the happiness idea in their mindset. Um, Starbucks as well in the UK have established a campaign where they created the red where it actually delivers Christmas, and they targeted this campaign before Christmas. So attaching the people to a feeling or to an emotion or to an idea, this is the main concept idea that they're looking for. So they actually took the concept of Christmas, they took the color red as its representation of Christmas, and then they started delivering their campaigns and content toward the Christmas season. Uh, Nike took Just Do It. Just Do It is an attitude, is an act. So they took this idea and they put it and rolled it out. So taking this kind of concept and trying to deliver it as a campaign, it's a necessary part that as well gives value to the product itself that they're delivering to their target market. So they're pushing people to do sport. They took Just Do It. It's an encouragement thought where it motivates the people to train, it motivates the people to play sport, and then delivering their products toward such concept of just doing it is a strong concept. This is a very old campaign. Hello, I'm a Mac. Buy a Mac. So Apple used buy a Mac and pushing into the lifestyle and having the lifestyle of youth and challenging it with Microsoft and PC in general, and showing, for example, if you see the pictures, you see a Mac and you see an individual who is wearing like a very smart casual and youthful, having a good cut, looking cool, a youthful style where Mac is supporting and Apple is supporting those kind of target market. In comparison to the office guy who goes to office and have a suit on and etc. So this kind of comparison between lifestyle and targeting lifestyle is the main concept that actually Apple have been pushing for, and having a youthful mindset into pushing their products. And as you see now, all youth as actually going to Apple and looking into the further products that Apple is delivering. So when we speak about campaign concept, we are not talking about the content itself, the video itself. No, we are talking about the general concept that the campaign will go for. and will support the target audiences that we spoke about earlier. So when we talk about a general concept that will trigger an idea or an emotion in the target market, or it will create an attitude around a specific value. This is a very important concept that we need to focus on. It's not just something that we just publish online or publish on social media and we're expecting reactions and return of investment. So designing a campaign concept is very important. Then we started selecting the campaign channels. Now, when we speak about channels in general, there is online and digital channels, and there is offline and physical channels, and there is the traditional media that we know as well. They are channels that we use. So if we see online and digital channels, which are actually everybody is pushing through it, does I have a social media presence? Especially the main now, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, now SoundCloud, YouTube, Snapchat, now as well. This There are a lot of digital channels that is being used, and you need to use the right channels that actually the target market is your target market is using. Like for example, if you're targeting youth, TikTok is a very good channel to advertise through. Facebook as well is a very good channel to advertise through. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. So whatever you are choosing a channel, you have to put in mind, where is my target market? Where actually they are using and being there. Do you have a website where you will lead the people that you're advertising your campaign to the website? Do you have a mobile application? Google Ads as well is a huge platform where you can advertise your campaigns. Google AdSense are everywhere. Banners have been used by websites to actually generate more income to their websites, and as well create advertising space in their websites. And this will be helpful if you are actually targeting a wider range of audiences. Now, as well, in digital channels, influencers became um, one of the main advertising channels when we are designing campaigns. So you will contact the right relevant influencers, or as well social sites who publish specific content about your industry, for example. No, this is Vigaro. Is a talkative cat.
Figaro.
So usually, whenever you are looking into an influencer, you need to select the right relevant influencer. Who, if you're selling food, for example, you look into food influencers. If you're selling lifestyle, if you're selling different products, if you're talking to the community and selling services to the community, you will go for community influencers. If you're advertising for travel and entertainment, you will go for travel influencers, etc. So each influencer will have specific content that will support specific industries. So you will be looking into influencers in general to support your campaign. For offline and physical, we will look into outdoor um, events and activations. So whenever you might do a press conference, or you might do an event where you will invite people to launch your products and service. You might do a webinar, an offline webinar. I know with COVID there is nothing offline, everything is online. But you might do something offline that will reach to the target market that you're looking for. For example, you can use malls, and you have kiosks there to sell your products and services, etc. Depends on your products and services that you would like to deliver your products through to the right target market, and where actually the target market you're looking for. guerrilla marketing have been, if you looked into guerrilla marketing, it's stunts, it's something that is funny, and then they capture videos and then they actually publish it online. This as well give it actually goes viral and people like to see stunts and etc. So it's an activation that you can do offline. Then as well, from a PR perspective, you can do television, radio, newspapers, communicating with the local markets through those channels as well. And as well, decision makers usually look into such channels. If your product or service is very necessary for decision makers, you would consider traditional media to be advertising and campaigning through it. Then we come to the level of creating content. So after actually planning my target market, looking into the objectives, looking into the concept, checking the channels that I will advertise through, then I will start creating content. So in this slide, if you can see, there are a lot of types of content that we can create, coming from status updates up to creating an ebook. So for me, if I am trying to create content, I need to know exactly what type of content I need to create. Is it for digital, or is it offline, physical, or it's for traditional media? Um, for example, user-generated content um, is where people start creating content for you, for the products and services that you're doing. And this could, for example, cost you, where you give a prize at the end. So you're doing a competition around your product or service. People started creating content and publishing it through their social media channels, and then you give a prize at the end. Email shots, e-marketing is as well content that it's usually been used. I create press releases where you publish it in the media, polls, audio sets, videos, infographics. So all type of content that you can create, and putting this with the relevance of cost. So videos are more costly than doing just a status post where text is being published. Doing an ebook is very expensive, but as well, it could be very effective. Doing infographics as well is expensive, where you need a designer as well, it's very effective. So etc. So you see what kind of content that you want to create, and based on this content that you want to create, on which channel you will be publishing on, and what is the cost relevant to the content that you want to create. Then we come to launching and publishing. So after I create the content and make everything ready, then I will start launching and publishing. Um, Putting in mind, whenever I launch and publish, I need to make sure that I manage the channels effectively. So if I launched it, I will make sure that I publish on a daily basis, make sure that the campaign is monitored, um, making sure that I actually interact with all the audiences that I am targeting, and does the advertising go in the right manner. So I manage my channel effectively. Either it's offline, either it's online, making sure that all the resources, all the content is in the right manner, and actually it is triggering the right target market. So if it's not triggering the right target market, there is an issue. So you need to make sure that whatever content that you are putting there is actually attracting and triggering the right target market that you've been planning for. So this is a very important step to manage the effectiveness of the social media campaign, or the campaign in general that you're doing. As well, observe the growth and reach. So have a feedback form, make sure that you are daily monitoring. If it's just a 1 month campaign, for example, or 2 weeks campaign, a daily monitoring is needed, or a frequent monitoring is needed. Observe the reactions. make sure that actually you're gaining the right positive reactions, because negative reactions can actually roll out into a negative campaign that will affect your business. So make sure that actually you're gaining the right reactions that you are looking into. Modify if needed. So whatever you are launching and publishing, you have the ability to modify, especially if it's a digital campaign. If it's rolling out negatively and actually you're targeting a market and it's going wrong, and actually it gets a negative feedback, you need to actually pivot and modify the campaign on spot. You need to have contingency plans where it actually looks into the risks that you might get, especially if you are looking into a new target market, you are looking into a new country, for example, to promote and penetrate your products and services to. And to facilitate that, you need to actually test the campaigns, and then you need to very closely monitor it. And whenever there is a reaction that is actually taking you negatively, you need to modify, and you need to do an action where it resolves the issues that from the content that you created, and then hopefully it goes positively. And then you start managing feedback. So whenever feedback that is coming to the campaign in terms of reactions, etc., you need to make sure that actually you are looking for such and observing it very closely, so the campaign does reach in the best effective way, and actually you are gaining the ROI that you are planning for in your objectives. So uh, making sure that you have an engagement plan is really important. And a lot of people are actually forgetting that. So whenever you are publishing and launching a campaign, you need to make sure that you have an engagement plan. Why? Because whenever you're doing an awareness on a topic, or whenever you are publishing content, you are bringing awareness. And then the engagement part will actually reach out to the conversion part. If you're not doing proper engagement, for example, if you are asking a question, or you're publishing content and you're receiving feedback, and then you are not engaging with this feedback, and you're not putting effort to to create a conversion for yourself, then you are losing a customer. Anybody who engages with you or likes your content, or actually commenting or sharing, he is actually interested about your product. It's very important and crucial to capture this audience, where you can convert them to a purchasing customers, purchasing, getting into this conversion rate. This is what is necessary. Whatever you're spending money on advertising and creating content and creating such campaigns, without the engagement part and without converting them to customers who actually comes to you and uses the service that you have or purchase the product that you are selling, then there is no use of the campaign that you are doing. Or unless if it's just for branding purposes, as well, you need to engage and return those customers later on if you're selling a product or a service. Even though if you are an NGO or a non-profit organization or just a campaign to deliver awareness, engagement is very important to bring loyalty to your cost to the people you want to attract, and as well they will help you to create content later on in the future, and as well they will be as ambassadors and agents for you to deliver your products or services. Even governments could look into that, because whenever I'm delivering a campaign, I am intending it to reach to a target market. I am expecting a reaction. I am really expecting a reaction. And then this reaction, what I will do with, either I engage forward with it, I look into it. People are messing up, deleting a lot of content if they feel that it's hateful or negative or etc. They delete it. They don't communicate with the people who actually spoke with them. Uh, Even if it's negative, it could be reached to a positive interaction. So make sure that you actually have an engagement plan. If it's positive, you know what need to be done. If it's negative, you know what need to be done. If somebody is asking questions, you have to know exactly what is the response that need to be done, especially if you have a social media team, or you have a PR team, or you have a marketing team who will be managing the campaign. You need to make sure that they have the full information and know exactly what they need to do to engage with everybody who's seeing or interacting with your campaign. This is very crucial for any business that tries to sell services and products and to reach to the conversion rate that you're looking for. Advertising is a key factor in digital and as well offline. It's very important that you actually invest money to reach to different target markets. uh, the myth of three social media sites where you will publish content and you're expecting a lot of people to read to actually see your content. This is just a myth. Social media platforms are their business model is advertising, so they will make sure that you are actually paying money for your content to be visible to the target market you're looking for, or to the target audiences that you're looking for. So looking into it from an advertising perspective is very important. Um, if we are actually looking into an advertising chart, social commerce or social media channels like Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of those have advertising spaces, as well advertising through traditional media where you need to do a bit of marketing through them, show on TV, do a piece, an article about your product or service, or about awareing the people about the topic you want to target the people through. That will at the end hopefully reach to the products or services that you want to sell. There is direct sales as well as direct advertising, PR events, and this is as well used in advertising. Offline advertising like print, radio, TV, they call it offline, and online display ads. So all of those are actually paid ads. You need to invest some money, or you need to invest effort and time toward reaching to the market that you are looking for. So if we're talking about social media, that they are free, they are not. They cost money. All the platforms that actually in social media, they actually have advertising spaces where businesses register through it and then use it. For example, Instagram, after Facebook bought it, that now you can use Facebook Ads Manager to advertise through Instagram. Eventually, WhatsApp will be an advertising space, and other actually platforms like Google Ads, search ads is as well costly, and as well Google Display Ads, where you see the advertising that written Google underneath AdSense, is as well paid advertising. So either you advertise by keywords, you advertise by display ads, you target through social media as well. Even if you are printing flyers for an event, this is as well cost for advertising. If you're doing an event and you're creating content through an event, events will cost you eventually, and you will pay money for an event. If you're doing, for example, a piece in TV, or a commercial, or actually you're doing a piece in newspaper as well, it will cost you. Depends on how you actually utilize the mediums or the channels that you have. And as well, influencers, you will pay for influencers to actually talk about your products and services. So consider putting a budget for advertising other than content, because content will as well cost you in terms of production. However, advertising is another cost. where people are neglecting usually. So they're investing so much in content, however, they end up having very low views in social media in general. And then they say, oh, well, we invested all of our money in developing this content, whether it's a video or design or etc., or an event, for example, and they forget to invest in advertising. Advertising is a very crucial part and very crucial element to look at, and as well to budget for. Monitoring is as well a very important uh, area where people as well neglect, especially if you have a campaign that it's a running campaign for like 1 month or 2 months. You need to have a look in and monitor the interactions, and monitor the effectiveness of your advertising. Because if you see that you are paying money and actually you're not reaching to the target market in the effective way, or for example, whenever they're clicking and going to your website, they're not reaching to the payment methods or purchasing the product, then there is an issue. There is an issue in in your marketing channel in general, or in the sales channel at the end. The pricing might not be effective. The way the delivery is not being effective. Uh, they reach to the level where they didn't feel that it's authentic, especially if you don't have testimonials, if you don't have real customers who have actually utilized your product. There is nothing that indicates that the genuinity of your product. So especially for startups, or just launching a campaign and would like customers to actually use their products, uh, the always fear for new customers is whether this product is genuine or not. Is it actually worth the money that I'm spending on? Will it be delivered or not? Uh, is it authentic, etc., etc.? So all of those will actually be either a negative or a positive effect for your site. So you need to make sure that you monitor always your campaigns. Now, monitoring, especially online, there are a lot of monitoring tools or analytical tools that you could use, and engage your social media platforms into those monitoring tools. As well, the website have Google Analytics. You have to look for the best monitoring tool where you can monitor the hashtags that you've launched with the campaign. You have to monitor specific keywords with the campaign itself. Either it's the brand name or a specific keyword that you are looking for engagement about. Making sure that you are having the right conversion rate, where people are clicking, visiting the website, spending time on the website, going to the right product, purchasing the product, and you start monitoring the effectiveness of all those stages. A lot of campaigns I've been seeing, they invested so much money on it. The content is really strong. However, they get negative attention about it, and they lose whatever they're doing. They didn't plan it well, they didn't monitor it well, they haven't had contingency plans where they could actually pivot, modify, etc. They pushed for it, and then they get negative feedback about it. So making sure that you actually monitor your campaign is crucial. Making sure that you have this campaign reaching to the right customer segment and actually moving forward is important. Then reaching at the end to reporting and learnings. You need to do a report for the campaign that you did. You used influencers, you used advertising, you designed content, you actually put so much effort into it. So any findings that you have gained through this campaign is very crucial for you to report back to yourself if you are a business owner, or from the team to report back to you, what kind of results and outputs that we gained. And then you can measure, actually, did we reach to the objectives that we put or not? And what kind of learnings that we have gained from this campaign, that whenever we are doing another campaign later on for the product itself, we will put those into consideration. So effectively, we are managing it as a project, making sure that this project is as successful as possible, making sure that we are actually reaching the objectives that we want to reach, and then we learn from it and effectively go forward with such. So this is exactly what I would like to speak about in terms of planning and managing your campaign, especially digital campaigns. And hopefully, I've been useful to you and people, and actually, you can design and you deliver your campaigns in the most effective way.
Mohammed, great insights and advice on the steps to setting up a solid digital marketing campaign based on our objectives and target audience. And of course, always understanding that we have to deliver happiness to our audience as part of the process. And of
Yes.
course, and of course, we know that digital marketing campaigns can be very, very costly, and not following the steps of this process that you identified can lead to unsuccessful campaigns and a lot of money lost. Given that we live in a world and a business world that is becoming increasingly more and more digital, the role of the digital campaign manager appears to be constantly also more and more important. Would you be able to share some more thoughts and advice for companies with limited marketing budgets as to how they can set up campaigns that are effective with a minimum budget, adjusting it accordingly based on outcome, and of course, generally depending on where they are in their growth journey?
I understand that budgets are always a challenge. Wherever a startup or a business who wants to actually invest in digital campaigns, etc., using relationships is very important. Whenever you are a businessman, you need to use your relationships. You need to actually show yourself. Make sure that you are actually creating content from yourself to the audiences, utilizing the employees that you have, where you actually create content around it, showcasing stories, and actually having press working with you to reach to specific target markets. Publishing white papers is as well important. Talking about issues that tackles the industry that you have. So PR is very important. Showcasing in TV, doing webinars like what I'm doing now, showcasing that this is free advertising, where you can actually showcase your product, your strength, not forgetting that the jockey is very important as the product itself. So showcasing yourself and your strength and your deep understanding of the issue that you are solving with your product and service to different outlets like TV, radio, newspapers, webinars, doing podcasts, speaking in sessions, being a speaker on very important events, as well if you have to exhibit and showcase your products and service with minimal fees, sponsoring some events with services. For example, you deliver a product and you sponsor it while delivering prizes, for example. Those kind of marketing tactics will help you. Like, for example, if you want to go viral, design a competition and give prizes from your product to the audiences and let them like it, share it, subscribe to it, write nice content about it. So this is user-generated content where you use influence from others to gain maximum results. So it's not just investing and putting money around it, it's as well putting effort and time around it. This as well will be costly for you, that you do this kind of talks. However, it will generate the right return of investment for you if you are a starting up or you are a small company.
Mohammed, incredible insights. And again, thank you very much for your very comprehensive and detailed presentation on setting up successful digital marketing campaigns as part of the Leading Entrepreneurs of the World series. Congratulations on all of your success with everything you've been involved with. And we look forward to seeing everything else you will be creating and building in the future.
Thank you very much. And thank you for having me today. And I'm grateful to be actually speaking today.
It's been a great pleasure. Thank you, and talk to you again soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. Bye-bye.